for women's basketball. I'm Rick Cameron, and I'll be kind of just directing us the next few moments and turning it over to the people who have a lot to say and the ones you want to hear from. But it is an exciting day. You know, as I walked in this morning, I looked at the way the stage was set up. I've been watching this building since before it came out of the ground, when they dug the hole and when they poured the concrete, Larry. And I have to admit, all the many games I've been here, this is the first time I've been on the free throw line with people watching. So I'm really excited I'm on the free throw line. Okay, the format's going to be like this. I'm going to be turning it over to Sybil Blaylock in just a moment, our Chief Operating Officer and Senior Woman Administrator. She'll explain to us the search, which, by the way, the search committee did an excellent job, as we're going to find out in just a few moments. And then Jim Cole, our Athletic Director, will actually introduce and bring to the podium our new head coach. You know, when we talk about the search committee and the job that they've done, which they really have done an outstanding job. Now, I'm the radio announcer, and I'm not the social media guy. We've got some great social media people, and I appreciate social media. But it was real interesting to me. One of the first items I saw on social media when we named our new coach was from Dawn Staley. Dawn's had a pretty good run this year as a national champion. And the first thing she said was to Mercer, "Y'all got a great one. Congrats, Coach Hurd, my sister friend." So that kind of gives an indication nationwide. The team's coach that just won the national championship is appreciative of the coach that we have. Real quickly, I know the spotlight today is on Coach Hurd, and that's where it should be. But just briefly, I think we all can say with appreciation the job that Coach Gardner's done the last 14 years. I know personally going to 4 NCAA tournaments is something I'll never forget. Winning as coach in women's basketball, but you know, women's basketball has been successful in more years than just the last 14. Real quickly, if you look back in the history of women's basketball, we've won a lot of games. And back in the 70s, they were then called Teddy Bears, now just the Bears, but Sybil Blaylock was a member of one of those early teams, actually 4 years. And the 4 years that Sybil played on the teams, they only lost 13 games. Had a lot of big wins, and I think we're indebted to the folks who came before Coach Gardner and now Coach Hurd as we pass the baton today and realize this is a program that's had a lot of success, and we've got a lot of good days ahead to look forward to. All right, having said that, ladies, again, her team, 4 years, 87 wins and 13 losses. Sybil Blaylock was on the committee, and I'm sure we're all interested to find out the committee and how they came about with this great candidate we've got for new head coach. Sybil?
Thank you. Well, thank you, Rick. I appreciate that, and I do want to thank all of you for being here today to help us celebrate the new beginning, a new era for women's basketball here with Coach Hurd, and to celebrate our program, quite frankly. It's just a short time ago we were here announcing the hire of our new men's basketball coach, Ryan Ritter, who is here again today, and it was, I guess you could say maybe a coincidence, but looking back, I'm not sure that it was, because when Coach Ritter was here, the day that he met the team, Michelle was here on her interview. And so they met. They actually met out in the hallway. And I actually had to go out there and interrupt their conversation, okay? Because they immediately started talking about basketball, and they immediately started talking about all the connections that they had of the people that they had crossed paths with and knew, and how they knew each other. And I was like, okay, all right, you got to go somewhere, and I need you back in here to finish this interview. So, you know, you think some things are coincidence, but I have to say, looking back on it, that's really not one of them in my mind at this time. And there were many things that, you know, led us to the point where we are today, and I guess I'm going to say that led us to our starting lineup, because that's really where we are. And one of the things that I'd really like to mention is our campus partners, okay? Because there's a lot that goes into a hiring process and the other things that we do here on this campus, and we have great campus partners. We have great teammates. That's one thing I can tell you for sure. Our staff, our administration, human resources, IT, and it could just go on and on. And so I want to, you know, this process is a really fast-moving process, and I really want to thank the people that have helped us, you know, get get our coaches hired, but also get them up and running and the things that they need so they can, at this time, recruit, right, coaches? That's what you're doing right now. I also want to thank the members of our search committee who gave us a lot of time, a lot of great input. Diane Owens, Eli Morgan, Kathy Hawkins, and Rosemary Reeland, and of course Jim and myself. So I really appreciate all the energy that went into getting us to the place we could name a leader for a new era of our women's basketball program. And so I'll talk a little bit about the process, but I do want to echo what Rick said in congratulating Susie Gardner, her staff, and the players that have been here, former players that have contributed to the success of the program over the last 14 years. I mean, I think you can look around this gym and look at the banners that are up there and understand that the program has a rich tradition. And we have enjoyed this. I mean, we've enjoyed the championships. We've enjoyed watching the women's basketball teams play, and I know we're in really good hands, as Rick said, to pass the baton off to Coach Hurd. And when we were looking and talking about what kind of candidate we wanted, we knew that we wanted to get input from the stakeholders in our program. We knew that we wanted to do a really thorough search for the next head coach. We knew that we wanted to have someone that could appreciate the tradition that we have here and that would be able to continue to develop where we are right now with this program. So that's kind of where we started, honestly. And we wanted somebody who could take that vision and move it forward. We wanted somebody who understands the landscape of college athletics today, because there's a lot of changes in college athletics, a lot of, I would say, dramatic changes and a lot of challenges today. And we needed somebody who could understand the new collegiate environment. We also wanted someone who was extremely interested in the personal growth of our players, academically, socially, athletically. We wanted somebody who wanted to be engaged in our community here in Macon. We wanted someone who understands recruiting. I mean, it is the lifeblood of a program, and we had to have someone who can tackle that, who is ready to grab the ball and run with it, and somebody who could find not just good players, but players that fit our community here and our culture and the values that we have with our university. And you can't talk about athletics without talking about winning, right? I mean, that's probably the first measuring stick, because everybody's going to look at the wins and losses in any sport that you have. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Coach Hurd. I'll be honest with you, if you don't read her bio or her resume, you're never going to know these things. Okay, but she's got conference championships, she's got NCAA playoffs, she's got Final Four, Coach USA basketball. All of these things, great success, have been spread across her career, both as a player and as a coach. And when we were talking to people around the country and asking a lot of questions, there was one person's name that kept coming back to the front. Michelle, Coach Hurd, Coach Hurd, Coach Hurd. She has the respect of her peers. As Rick just mentioned, pretty good coach, saying we got a good one here, so I'll take that as a good affirmation. And she has the respect of her former players. And those are the things that when we would talk to people across the nation, that's the feedback we kept getting. I did find out very quickly that Michelle doesn't talk very much about herself. Okay, so if you don't read her bio, there's a lot of things you're never going to know about her. But I did find out this. She is a really great listener. Okay, which I'm not going to claim that I am, but I know that she is, because I've been around her enough now, and I've listened to her talk about the program and what's important to her and how she shows genuine concern for the development of players, because she does. She spent the last year, she's been a head coach for a number of years, and spent the last year as an assistant coach at Mississippi State, and during that time actually used it to kind of reflect on being a head coach and what that really entailed, and how she wanted to contribute to the growth of student athletes. And her vision, I can tell you, definitely extends beyond these four lines here on this court, that she's interested in, as I said, the development of the player overall. I hate to say this, but I did tell Michelle I was going to say it, but I got to see Michelle play in college. Yes. And it is really quite a treat. She played for Paul Sandiford, who at Western Kentucky, who's a Hall of Famer, and he's in the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. He's in Hall of Fames all over the place, and he's a very intense coach, wasn't he, Michelle? Yes. And when you watch her coach, if you had seen him and then you watch her, I don't know, she may be a little bit ahead of him in that category, she was held to very high expectations as a player, and as I said, I got to see her play, and I'm going to tell you, she didn't disappoint. Okay, and when she came in to start her job here, she came in the first day. She showed up early. She sat out in the parking lot because she couldn't get in the building. Okay, she stayed late. She didn't ask for anything except where are the lights? Can you just turn the lights on? She brought her own computer. She had her own phone. She sat down and she was working literally all day long. I would just go by the door and peep in there, make sure she was okay, but she was always busy. And came in the second day, showed up early again, had to wait to get in the building, left late again. So I'm a fast learner, because by the third day I figured out she needs a key to the building. Okay, so third day she got a key to the building. But as I said, she hit the ground running, and she talked often and early to the search committee and to us administratively about, I've got to recruit. I have to recruit, and I have to get a staff. And we have some of the staff here today, and Michelle will introduce them. But it's just, as I said, it's been a fast process, and really, I think, a very good one. I feel very comfortable that, in this new era of women's basketball, that we found a great person. We found a great person to ensure the stewardship of this program. And as Rick said, I played here. My heart's here, and I know that Michelle, that this program in her hands, not only is she going to continue to elevate the program, but equally as important to me is she's going to be able to engage our alumni. She fully understands how important the alumni base is, and how to make our former players, I think, feel special as a part of this program. So I want to thank you, Michelle, for saying yes to us, and I want to thank you for hitting the ground running, and we look forward to a new era in our women's basketball program. And I'll turn it back over to Rick.
Okay, before we bring Jim up, one final thing on Sybil. If you're on social media, you noticed yesterday, as a player, coach, and administrator, Sybil was recognized yesterday, 30 years of service to Mercer University. Now, having said that, I know you're excited to hear what Jim Cole has to say, and our new head coach, our athletic director, Jim Cole.
Thank you, Rick, and Luther and Michelle, welcome. We're glad to have you, and we're looking forward to some exciting times. You were talking about Sybil. She was 87-13 in her career. See, when I played baseball here, we were the inverse of that. I lost 12 games as a pitcher my senior year. So Sybil is a winner. She's intense, and she brought so much to this process, and I think you know that, and I think everybody in this audience. And I want to welcome everybody here, the friends, the employees, everybody that surrounds and supports us, because it's truly, the new age of athletics that everybody keeps referring to is very stressful. I'm not going to deny that. It has been put into recruiting never ends, does it? No. It used to be that you signed your class and then you kind of maybe took a month off or two in the summer to get your batteries recharged. It is a constant process, but we're embracing it. We're excited. These two new coaches have really brought in the energy and have showed us some new vision of how to tackle this new world. But you got to remember, on Saturday in Asheville, when Susie told us that she would be stepping down, and then the following Monday with the leadership change in the men's program, that's the first time I'd ever done two major coach searches at the same time. And I'm telling you, It's intense, and Sybil really, we had to divide and conquer. We had to just kind of close our doors, and Daniel Parker and his team was so instrumental in helping us identify candidates. But we had two different search committees, two different candidate pools. I mean, I remember when Sybil and I were working on the MOUs, sometimes we got them mixed up. I would hand her the women, and she'd hand me the men's. But we were able to just kind of segregate time and really focus in on who we wanted. And as the search for the women pared down, and Sybil, is it okay if I tell this? We had 4 candidates that were at the end. Now, we were lucky because we had sped our process up. We had a great talent evaluation, and we were going to make our decision. But the 4 finalists, the other 3 also received Division I jobs, and 2 of them went in the conference. So we got the pick of everybody. We got to pick who we wanted, and then they had to, I'm not going to say who it was, but I called another AD in the subcon, and I said, who did you end up hiring? He goes, the one you didn't pick, is the way he put it. So we're excited that we got the first pick, and that we got a person who is going to be a leader, who is going to embrace this community, and you've got some passionate fans on the women's side, and they're going to welcome you in, and they're going to be here. It's so good to see so many of them here tonight. But in that process of looking for who we wanted, you always want to find a winner, and Michelle is a winner, as Sybil said. Everywhere she's been, she's stepped it up a notch. She's been to the tournament. And listen, when you go to the tournament and you win conference championships, the search committee will tell you that was really our first check box. We had to have a winner, and we're not talking about 1 year winning. We're talking about a proven winner, and then winning championships. And then, of course, the whole aspect of developing the student athletes. And we know in today's world that it's not like recruiting freshmen and they stay here 4 years. We invite them to if they want to. But we have just sped up that, and Michelle put it so best in the interview process. She was like, listen, we just have to make an impact in a year or 2. We have to speed that process up. And that's what coaches do. They impact your life. They teach you how to compete, to grind, to be the best person you can be. So I have talked enough. And so if I could ask Michelle to come up here, and I want to introduce to you the new coach of Mercer basketball, and that's Coach Michelle Herter.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. Let's step over here and get a picture.
Thank you. Well, hello. Hello. We can do better than that. Hello. Hello. All right. First, I just want to give honor to God and just my husband said you better not get up and cry. My journey, as Sybil said, was a little different to get back here, but I'm very blessed and very humbled and honored to be standing here. First, definitely just want to just thank everyone that had so much to do with this, and I think the most important thing is, as I just said, just giving an honor to God. That is who I am. I know I wouldn't be standing here without him. My journey has been a little different, and I'm very grateful for it. So I would just like to thank President Underwood. I would like to thank Sybil, Jim, man, that search committee. It was amazing. I came in and I had the opportunity to spend time with them, really a lot of time. We went to lunch, we sat, and I felt like I was on the hot seat the whole day. But it was great. I think the beautiful thing for me is being in the position that I've always been in. No hot seat is too hot for me. And I say that because when you are very confident in who you are and what you've done, you just go out every single day and you just be yourself. And that's who I am. So the committee, to Eli, to Rosemary, to Diane, to Kathy, they were amazing. And they made me feel through the interview process that this could be a special place and a place like home. So then, of course, and I know Jim said it, Sybil mentioned it a little bit, so I'm going to share this story and just tell you how amazing of a husband that I had. So when Cincinnati decided to go in a different direction, I had to make some decisions. I had to decide what was that going to look like. And I knew that my passion, my love for the game, I just had to stay in coaching. Had a lot of phone calls, went to the Final Four. If you all don't know, it's the big thing for women's basketball. We go to the Final Four convention and we hang out and we do some learning, but we also do some socializing. So I was very fortunate that met a lot of people, and a lot of people were asking, you want to come here and be assistant coach? You want to go here and be, just didn't sit right with me. So I definitely got to give a shout out to Sam Purcell, because Mississippi State was a great place for me. But I had to do it without my husband. So I'm grateful to him for holding it down and being just an amazing husband and a supporter. He always has been. And so Luther, thank you for being my So Sam Purcell and Mississippi State, and man, at SEC basketball, I saw it up close and personal. And it was a great thing. When you're a basketball fan and junkie, I love basketball. I watch it all the time. I want to grow, I want to learn. So I used to watch SEC all the time on Sundays, because we played on Saturdays. So I tell Luther, don't bother me, it's just basketball time. I got to have a notepad. You're learning and you're growing. And so be a part of that, and to be on the bench and coach against the best, it was amazing. So I just definitely want to give Sam his flowers, because what he said to me, and a reason why I went with him, is he said that even if I could get you for a year, you could really empower myself, this program, and this university. So shout out to him, because he allowed me to do that. So just, as they said, when this all happened, it happened really fast. So I had to try to get a staff together, because I do understand what the level of athletics looks like now. Transfer portal, all those different things. And so I want to give Mercer a lot of credit too, because they put myself and this staff in a position where we could come in and have the opportunity to be able to find some amazing young ladies. So with that being said, how many of y'all follow me on social media? Oh, we better get that together. Okay, we gotta get that together, because how you gonna know what's going on in the women's basketball program if you're not following me on social media, right? Okay, so that's gonna be y'all's first homework assignment. All right, okay. So with that being said, we talked about recruiting. So we have a couple of if you follow me on Twitter, you would know we got a couple of special guests running around campus, and we're trying to fill some positions. But I do have a couple of my staff members here, and I want to make sure that I introduce them, because that's the backbone of everything. As a head coach, you got to have people that are around you that are, they think about things before you think about things. And so I'm grateful that I had a lot of people that believed in me and who I am as a person. So really excited. Michael Morgan, will you stand up, please? So this is, yep. So, yep. And then I have Blessing Freeman, who is also here with us. Yep. And again, the rest of the staff kind of taking care of the things that we need to take care of so we can get some players. So that's what that is. And super excited about that. Recruiting is going incredible. I'm really excited about it. Here soon we'll hopefully be able to announce some players and some things that we have been able to figure out in the last couple of days, which has been great. One of the questions that I got from Jim and Sybil and the committee was, can you put a team together? Because we're going to have to find a way to put a team together. And that's just the way that college athletics is now. And I was assuring to them that I definitely could. What I can say is I've been very blessed to be in this game for a long, long time. And the people that you meet and the relationships that you have are super important. That's a big reason why I have the staff that I have now. I knew Michael from one of my former players. He worked with her, and this game of women's basketball, you just learn to meet so many people. And I met Coach Blessings through another former coach that recruited me when I was in college, going into college. So, I want to talk a little bit, definitely just about who I am and how my style of play and what we do and what that looks like. As they said, I've been very fortunate to win a lot of games, but it wasn't about me, it was about the players. We all know it's about the players. I'm a relationship coach, love people. But I'm gonna share this story. If you'd known me when growing up, you would never realize that. I was the shyest thing walking, I never talked. I said, when I went to college, I only remember saying a couple things. Yes, ma'am, no, sir. That's it. But I'm grateful. And Paul Sandiford, as she spoke about, he taught me what excellence looks like. And that's not only on the basketball court, but that's in life. And when I saw how he transformed so many, including myself, so many young ladies' lives, I didn't know that I'd be standing here today being able to have the opportunity to do it myself. But he is like a dad to me because he showed me what it looks like to grow every single day. So my opportunity to pay it forward every single day is what I try to do. Empower our young ladies, help them understand that nothing's going to be given to us, but that we have to continue to grow every single day, no matter the adversity, no matter what that looks like. So yes, I'm very passionate because I love the game. And I love the opportunity now, and I'm probably going to be more passionate now that this is my second time to get to stand up and be on the sideline and have the opportunity to empower so many young, amazing young ladies. But I just love to be able to have a team that players can play multiple positions, get up and down the floor. We love to press. We're going to recruit those type of athletes, those type of players. And I like to control the defensive end. I like to change up defenses and do all those different things. But you got to have the athletes and the type of players that can do that. So myself and my staff, that's what we've been working for and towards. And I want to give a shout out to the young ladies that are still here, a part of our team. And they've been amazing to us and to the staff. And actually, like I said, are with some of our special guests right now. And they've been amazing. They've welcomed us with open arms, and we've welcomed them with open arms. And as I told them and shared with them, they are a part of our family now. We were here, their players were all one. And we're gonna work together to be the best we can be so we can represent this community, this university, Mercer women's basketball. That's what we're gonna do every single day. So the reason why I love defense so much, I'll share a couple of stories with you. A lot of people ask you when you go into a new situation, how'd you find a way to win so fast? And it's just really being able to get those young ladies to buy into what you're saying and your vision and your dream, but also allowing them to have a little fun. So I always say, I'm gonna bargain with you. I want the defensive end, and then I'll allow you. You know everybody loves offense, right? Girls love every athlete want to put the ball in the hole. That's it. So I said, I want to control the defensive end, so I'll allow you all on the offensive end, okay? So when you start talking that way, they like, but I said, that doesn't mean you can shoot it every time you touch it, okay? It means that we're going to have some structure, but defensively, you're going to have a little fun too. And so a lot of my teams from Western Kentucky into Cincinnati, when you first start, they're like, oh, defense. But then when you start changing up defenses and then you get the players coming to the huddle and they'll say, Coach, they don't know what defense we in. I said, y'all don't either. So we're just trying to find a way to win. But as time goes and you continue to keep working, they grow and they become to love that. And I think that's, we all know defense and rebounding win championships. That was a big reason why. It's not just about winning. A lot of people talk about winning championships and they'll sell that, they'll sell it. But people don't realize the hardest thing to do is get a championship. And so when you have multiple championships and you have the support, like I look out here now and I'm grateful for everyone being here. When you have that support, that's what it's all about. Because we work really hard to put a great product on the floor, but I also want my players, when they run out, to know that they have that support too. So the support, the education, all the things on top of that was why Mercer for me. And me and my husband and my family, we're so excited to be here. And as I said, like we're recruiting, we're working hard, and we're just looking forward to doing some special things and just building on trying to get some more banners up in here. So again, I'm just grateful, very humbled, excited, for another opportunity, another chance. And I would never, ever forget the committee, this program, and this university for giving me that opportunity and that chance. And every single day, you will see that. That's why she saw me in the office all night. And I will continue to be in that office because that's who I am. And I did learn that from Paul Sanford, because when you see someone that is greatness, I tell this story all the time. I went to West Kentucky so I could go to the Final Four. They went to 2 before I got there. And then when I got there, we went to the Sweet 16. And then the year after I left, they went again. I said, well, I guess I got everybody else ready. And then I enjoyed it watching, but I never got to see it. But then I was very fortunate and very blessed as a assistant coach to be able to experience that at the University of Louisville. And so what I can tell you all is that no dream and no vision is too high. Like we're gonna reach for the sky, and we're gonna continue to keep working every single day, and we're reaching for greatness. And my whole goal is, for us to get a championship after championship after championship. And at the end of the day, when you've done it and you've been in it, there's no greater pressure than to have the pressure to be able to know that you have the opportunity to do it. So I just want to thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for the support. Just continue to look out for us and support us. Continue to pray for myself and my staff as we try to be the best version of ourselves, and that we can continue to put some amazing young ladies in these Mercer uniforms and continue to just strive to be great. So thank you all.
I think the committee did pretty good, do you? Okay, next up, Todd Anderson, raise your hand. Media, Todd is going to be assisting you the first 5 or 10 minutes. If we could please let the media